with my private investigators.
I'm simply saying that you no longer have a need for protection.
No, you're very explicitly saying that I no longer need to see Jonathan.
Dorian, I am saying that now that Jim Watson is in custody, your ordeal is over. Now you can see who you like and do what you like.
Oh, gee, thanks.
Now, it's no secret that you and Jonathan haven't always gotten along. But I suppose a crime like this makes for strange bedfellows.
I beg your pardon.
Oh, just a figure of speech.
Oh.
But now that Jonathan has done the job that you hired him to do, I see no reason why he just doesn't go his way and you go yours.
And what way would that be?
Well, I would hope back to the man who truly loves you. Now, take it from me, Dorian. I know that if you and Herb try it, you can make your marriage work this time.
I see. And is that your considered opinion, Miss Callation?
Oh, free of charge. You don't even have to thank me. I just think that when two people are as perfect for each other as you and Herb, nothing should stand in the way.
Oh, but there is something in the way it may have slipped your mind. A divorce.
Oh, a divorce. People get divorced and remarried all the time.
I don't. Anyway, Herb and I have nothing to work out. We're very happy the way things are. He has his life. I have mine. It's a nice arrangement.
Oh, well, I'm sorry if you think I'm prying.
If I think you're prying?
I work with Herb every day. I hear the warmth in his voice when he mentions your name. I see it in his eyes. I'm telling you, Dorian, that man is
Telling
really...
you something. Spare me all the girlish chit-chat and all the friendly advice. I know what you want.
I want you and Herb to put aside the little things that are keeping you apart.
And why do you want that? Because you want to have an uncontested campaign for Jonathan.
Dorian, my only desire...
I know what your desire is. So put this in your briefcase. It ain't gonna happen.
Let John decide how he spends his time. And with whom.
What makes you think he wants to spend time with you?
Experience.
I'm sure you're very experienced. But John is a man of taste. Other things matter to him more.
I know. And now that he's not at your beck and call 24 hours a day, I see no reason why his and my professional dealings can't continue to evolve.
Some of us have already evolved. My advice to you, dear...
Thanks, Emma. I know the way by heart.
Leo! Oh, my sweetness, come to me. Oh, my darling, how are you?
Well, they say I'll live. Of course, I'll never play Rachmaninoff again, but that's no great loss.
Mr. Carson, I'm Maggie Delakian from the DA's office.
Oh.
I'm glad to see your injury isn't too severe.
Yeah, sure, that same sentiment, Mr. Delakian. Oh, listen, I'm glad. Thanks for your quick action. I hear your people have the man responsible.
Mm-hmm. Oh, but John is responsible for that.
Oh. Well, I'm sure Miss Delakian did her bit.
Well, thank you, Mr. Carson. I'm just sorry that you can't work for a while.
Oh, that's no problem. It was only my left hand that was burned. I can still attend to my most beautiful client.
Oh,
who would that be?
You were just leaving, weren't you, Maggie?
Yes. Yes, I think I've said everything I came by to say. Mr. Carson, goodbye. And Dorian, think about what I said.
Same to you, dear.
She's lovely. I could do wonders with her.
Don't waste your precious talent. Oh, my darling. When I think of what could have happened to you with someone trying to harm me.
Don't give that another thought. It's over now.
Yes, it is. Isn't it? This whole horrible nightmare is finally over.
Right.
Oh, that's so typical of you. You're the one who's injured, and yet you're worried about me.
Well, I shudder to think of your mental anguish. You must have been very shocked to hear about Jim.
I was, really. I still can't get over it. I mean, I thought I knew him so well.
So did I. Of course, you worked with him a lot longer than I did, but he always seemed so, well, I don't know, I wouldn't say level-headed because he always had that temper, but nothing to suggest that he...
And that's what gives me chills, Leo. Me to work with a man day after day and not realize that you're the object of his obsession.
My mother would say it's the drinking water or the nuclear testing. I mean, people simply aren't what they seem these days.
Oh, that's so true. Every time you hear about somebody going berserk, they go and they interview the neighbors. They always say the same
Well, they
thing.
say he was so normal. He was the sweetest guy in the world until he pulled the pin on that grenade.
You're a wonderful judge of human nature. Tell me, did you ever suspect Jim?
Not for a minute.
Or did I? He never said anything to you? I mean, expressed his true feelings about me?
That's what's so strange. He was always very complimentary about you.
Even after our fight?
Especially after the fights. But, of course, he may just have meant to,
What? What were you going to say?
Well, he may just have gone out of his way to say nice things to you to cover up his tracks.
I'm not sure. I don't think your mother's right about the drinking water. The human mind. And we may never know what could cause such rage in one man.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I've got some serious doubt.
Yeah, but just because you've known Jim Watson a long time doesn't mean that you know every little quirk about him.
Well, I realize that. But he's never given any indication whatsoever to me or to Dorian that he's capable of this kind of crime.
Yeah, well, like my dad used to say, you got to watch the quiet ones.
Yeah, well, if you're one of the quiet ones, I'd understand. But he and Dorian fight all the time. He's been keeping anything back. He never could tell it.
Well, Watson took your advice, Herb. He's down in the holding cell talking to his lawyer.
What about the polygraph?
Well, on advice of counsel, Watson's refused to submit to a lie detector test.
There you go, Herb.
It means nothing. If I were his attorney, I'd advise against myself. But that's nowhere near 100%.
Still playing devil's advocate, huh, Herb?
Well, I'm just asking some questions, Rafe. I'd be happy if you and John could provide the answers.
Well, here's a question. If Watson didn't do it, then who did?
Herb, it had to be someone with access to Watson's locker.
Somebody could have picked the lock.
It was a combination lock.
Someone knew the combination.
That leaves Watson himself.
Right. Or anyone else at the station who might have leaned over his shoulder and memorized the numbers. Anyone who knew the politics at BLE to make sure that Watson was the obvious suspect.
Could be right, you know.
Yeah, well, sure he could. But I don't know. I just think that it had something to do with Watson being down.
Is this conference for men only?
I think we can make an exception in your case, Maggie.
How is she? I asked Maggie to stop by Dorian and tell her we arrested Jim.
How did Dorian think to me?
Oh, well, she was stunned, to put it mildly, but she was very relieved when I told her we were convinced we had the right man.
Yeah, I'm glad somebody is.
Wait a minute. What did I miss? You guys aren't convinced that Watson did it?
Well, some of us are a little bit more convinced than others.
Well, don't tell Dorian any different. She says for the first time in weeks she feels free to live her life again. She's especially glad she doesn't need a bodyguard anymore.
She said that, did she?
Oh, well, not that she doesn't appreciate all that John has done for her.
Yeah, of course not.
Well, it's just her life will be much simpler without him shadowing her every move. You understand, don't you?
Well, I guess that means we can all get back to our regular work now, huh?
Yeah, I guess it does.
Maggie, did Dorian say what she planned for today?
No plans that I know of, but Leo Carson arrived just as I was leaving, so I left her in his trusty care.
Oh, and Emma, don't forget to stop at the liquor store, please. I'm out of champagne.
Now for a nice hot shower. Hello, Den. Oh, it's so nice to have a home again instead of a fortress. Hello, telephone. Hello, hello, hello. Never again will I jump at the sound of your ring. Window. Hello. It'd be so good to look through you and not worry if somebody is looking back at me. Safe. Safe, my, what a beautiful, beautiful word. James. Poor, sad, sick, demented man. Oh, dear.